What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Sev Cisneros, aka the Sevlok. You're tuning in to Sevlok's Hood Tales. Thank you for the support and everybody that subscribed. Share, comment, like, subscribe again. You know what I'm saying? Hit the notification bell, bro. I appreciate it all. The real rod is gonna understand, and even if you're not really up to game on this type of lifestyle, thank you for trying to take time out of your day to watch the video and maybe understand. So, I'm 37 now, man. And I always think about, when I was a youngster, where did I go wrong? Why did I choose playing sports? Because I used to play sports and I loved sports when I was young. To now going down this road of destruction, the gang life. Because in all reality, the gang life turns into a life of destruction, negativity. There's no love. And from the earliest stages of my life, what took place? What trauma took place for me to choose that? So for me, it comes from a generational thing. Everybody in my family, from grandpas to uncles to older cousins, they're all part of the street life. One thing about my family from early on, from when politicking started out here, my family was always involved with that. When I was a youngster and I was little, from the earliest days, I could remember going to family functions and all my older cousins were already involved with that. The gangbanging aspect, the gangbanging life. My family is rooted from East Side Denver to Five Points. And when you're out here, my family, because my family was a bigger family in the East Side, the Cisneros. I had my dad's side, the Garcias. And they're all East Side family. They're generations of the East Side. My grandpa, rest in peace, Roy C., he owned property in the Five Points. If you don't know what the Five Points is, it's my neighborhood. And out here, the Five Points was legendary because the Five Points was like one of the bigger minority areas out here with black folks and Spanish folks. And it was rooted, from legendary people coming out here. One thing about the Five Points with the African Americans, it was the Midwest place where everybody came and actually listened to jazz. And in doing that, gang politics hit the Denver metro because African Americans came out here and they branched their neighborhoods. That's a story for a later day, but I just thought I'll kind of give some insight. But my family's block is 27 Arapahoe. My grandpa owned property over there, and they were there since, 1950. So they're generational East Siders from East Denver. The block that my family was raised on is Arapahoe block, 2700, 27 Ave, Arapahoe Courts. Now that area, when I was growing up, it was gangbang central. We had a summer of violence out here in the early 90s. And that block alone, people got killed. People were getting chipped off. And I remember back in the day when I was growing up and I was still in preschool and stuff, you couldn't even go outside past, 8 o'clock at night because that's when all the gangbangers would come out. And that's when the crack epidemic hit. So my family was always intertwined with that. You go out on the block, and you fought for your survival, man. Like, you come outside and you might just be minding your business, but fools was always gonna test you. So you always had to be a warrior from a little boy. Always had to be a warrior. One big situation for me, man, what got me off the road of sports and stuff was at an early age, my pops, rest in peace, Kenny Garcia, he was murdered when I was young. And that was detrimental to me because, for me, I needed a father figure to show me work ethic. I needed a father figure how to be a man. Before that, my pops was in and out of prison. Never really seen my pops. I seen him in the East Side, but You got to understand, my dad was addicted to the game. He got intertwined with the drug game. He became a smoker, fool that loved to smoke crack. And, it was because he was never taught, and, just a product of your environment. This fool chose, getting high over raising me. I really didn't know my pops too well. I did, but I didn't, because he was always in and out of prison, or he was always in the hood, smoked out somewhere. I remember there was times I had to go find this dude in boarded up houses and bring that food because he hadn't ate for a week. So that was detrimental, and I was always trying to figure out. And at an early age, I remember there was times where I would be like real upset with my pops, man. And didn't understand why he would choose getting high over raising me. And then, early, like when I became a preteen, my dad got smoked. My dad got shot. And with that being said, it put a lot of hatred in me. I got mad as a youngster because I'm like, why did they take my pops away? I was looking for that male love. So that transferred into now, who was the next people to show me male love? It was my older cousins, my older relatives, my older cousin, OGs. Started kicking with them at an early age because they took me in and they taught me, how to be a man, really. Because my mom, she couldn't raise me. Like, I had too much anger. So I went to go live with them, started rolling with them. There was not really, one thing about my cousins, they were stuck in the hood. They were stuck in the neighborhood. And, yes, they would try to say, hey, go to school, but play some sports. But in reality, they were intertwined, and it was not really an option. You rode with them fools and you were in the mix. That came with understanding they had enemies and they had killers that really wanted to kill them. And I took on the baggage at an early age with them dudes. So I'm trying to figure this out. My dad and pop have hatred towards that. Now I'm seeing people really trying to kill my family, so it put more hatred in me. I became a hateful individual. I became an aggressive individual. And then when I could comprehend what hood politics was, I said, hey, bro, I owe the loyalty to the family, to my real family. I didn't go outside and just choose, people that were in the neighborhood. Like, these are generational of my family. These are really my bloodline. So I owed it to them, loyalty. Which now I look back, I should have never had to choose. I should have never had to choose that. I should have never, it should have never had to be a thing where, it was a mandatory thing where I had to get involved. It should have been a choice. And I wish I would have understood that. But, they were involved with the gangbang aspect, and they were involved with real life Crippin', because Crippin' hit and they were tapped in with the land. They were tapped in with the individuals that came out here and brought Crippin' out here, and it got to a point, in my life, man, I became a dominant force where I was pushing the line so much, it got me in a lot of trouble because I used to be activated all the way, fully activated, every day of my life. That's all I did was Crip. Had a lot of enemies, had a lot of partners dying. Like, I had a good handfuls of homies that done got killed. And in that, it puts more hatred on you because you're like, damn, the homies are dying. And then what hood killed the homie, so you got more hatred, and it just builds hatred. I became a really, really angry person. And then, took it to an extent, bro. I got, shot up multiple times, bro. And it was over from there, bro. We got active and, caught my case, and they almost gave me life sentences. So that's where it started, bro. When I was at an early age, that, it was a lot of trauma, bro. And really feeling like there was no option. It was a family thing, a family curse. But now, 37. And that's the thing. That's why I try to tell youngsters that are following in their footsteps, it don't go away. You can't live that life every single day and expect when you get older, and it's a mental thing to just be emotions could get broke, because it's one of the hardest things for me to detach. And it will always probably be with me until I really separate myself all the way. But that's what you have to deal with. Now at 37, I'm trying to figure that out, and I still got triggers from the aspect of the gang life, you know. But shed a little light, man. This is where it all started from. Early ages, man. Generation. You know what it is, man. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, comment, share. Let's go, baby.